me. This is Erin with 2 R's, and we're doing a little car chat, as usual. Yeah. So, I was really not in despair yesterday, but we could call it that. Yeah, I was a little despair-ish. I was really annoyed because lessons that I had planned out and had, really picked out based on, past students. Not current students, past students, and, I didn't put my lip stuff on. Let me find my lip stuff, y'all. Let me find it. Do I not have it? Okay. Oh no, I don't have it. Okay, well, that's fine. But, I know it's in here. How did this not in here? What? Well, darn it. It's not in there. Oh, well. But yeah, so just really, upset that my lessons didn't go well. And I'm just and really it was student behavior that was the issue. So now, I gotta call parents already. We've only been in school 10 days. And that really annoys me because I absolutely do not like talking on the phone. I know that's ironic because I'm making the video, but also being on the phone, I really talk to about 5 or 6 people on the phone. And that's it. Everybody else, it's more text me and check in and then meet up and talk in person. I prefer to talk in person. I'm actually getting to the point when I don't really text that much, except to make plans, So anyway, but yeah, so last night, one of the things I did, I went and got a latte on the way home so I could stay awake, so I could figure out, what literally rethinking my life choices. I was just what am I doing? You don't even like them like that, It was you don't even like what you're doing. Why are you dealing with it? And there's just that toxic positivity is you can do anything you put your mind to. And I was yeah, every time I tried to do something to, change the situation, I got told no, there was a rejection or, a straight up nobody responded. And I'm talking about the job search when I was ready to move from teaching and education full time. I don't mind having a career that is based in education. I just think that I have outgrown having 200 students. That type of stuff. Okay. And the sun is oh, you know what? We gonna shine today. Shine, Jesus, shine. Okay, sorry. Got distracted. But I feel I've outgrown being in a classroom for 7.75 hours a day. And also as a teacher, my breaks have gotten smaller, or I've gotten less breaks depending on a lot of things. For example, since I teach a class that's not required to pass middle school, it is required to pass high school, but since it's not required for them to pass middle school, or and it's not, also I'm the only one on my campus, so I don't have that meeting time with people in my department built into my teaching schedule. And then I only have one planning period. When we do block scheduling, there's one day today I'm going to work and I won't have a break today except for lunch. So I'll get maybe 25 minutes for lunch because they were oh, it's 30 minutes. Yes, on the schedule for 30 minutes, but as a teacher, we know for a fact that you're not gonna get your full 30 minutes. So but yes, I was really thinking about that, and I just and what really stopped me from going too deep, spiraling too much into the whole what if I could have, or why couldn't I, or things like that, was working on a project with one of my best friends, and her husband is our producer. So they called and we were working out some stuff that goes with that project, and that really did stop me, because it was well, I have to remember that I have interests outside of the things that I do. I know there are some people that love this, they love teaching, and it's hard for me to admit that I don't really love it anymore, and I'm really sad about that. And it's really just the amount of students, being overlooked, having packed classes. I know I mentioned the amount of students twice, but when I first started, I had maybe one class that had 30 people in it, but now most of my classes are 30 people except for like maybe 2. And then also I still have a homeroom, and so that's like really stressful when I should be able to like get stuff done. I still have to like manage students, and I'm not a person that can get stuff done when there's students in the room, really, unless I have trained them really well. And it's hard to train them really well when it's not a real class. Like, homeroom is not a class, and it lasts just as long as my actual classes. So today, even though I like those kids, they're pretty cool, I'm gonna look out for them. I'm gonna help them work on their grades, like, you know, writing stuff in their planners, staying responsible, staying on top of things. We're gonna talk about high school. Like, we got stuff to talk about because I want to help them. Like, I genuinely want them to do well after they leave me, even if they don't remember me. But it's just, you know, like that whole thing of being responsible for the next generation, it's very heavy. And at the beginning of the panorama that we're still in, that's really frustrating. You know, people were like, oh my gosh, teachers, I don't know how you do it. And then when you had to like monitor your child at home and do the classroom management piece with your kid, that's when all the parents were like, I'm teaching at home, I should get paid. No, you actually chose being a parent. And while I chose being a teacher, I chose a career. You chose you made a life choice. So that's all I'm gonna say about, that's all I got to say about that. Okay. Anyway, there's always something on this road. But yeah, I just went into that, and I had to think about like what projects give me joy after work, and how am I going to have the energy to do it? Because it's BS when somebody says, when you go home after work and you're not working on your own stuff, you're not tired, you just not motivated. And you know what I have to say to those people? Bitches, shut up. You have no idea how much energy it sucks out of me to not only teach 200 kids, but to do all of the other work that comes with having those kids. Okay, like, I'm exhausted at the end of the day. To stay awake yesterday, I needed that latte. If I hadn't had that latte, I'd have been in bed by 7 o'clock, and I would have been forcing myself to stay out of bed until 7 o'clock. Like, it just wasn't, I just don't, it has always been like that too. Okay, and it has nothing to do with, you know, how I felt at the beginning of teaching and how I felt now. After teaching, I would go home and go to sleep. After high school, I would go home and go to sleep. I just went home and go to sleep. Like, that was my life. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to stop going home and go to sleep, because I could work on something and get some joy out of things that I like to do. But now that I don't have all of that energy, it's hard. So I'm just, if you are in a situation in any career like that I'm in, the way to try to get over that is to make your hobbies a habit. Okay. Basically, you just need to, like, I don't know if you need to artificially stay awake with caffeine, or find something that energizes you. And I know people are like, oh, working out energizes me. Nah, that exhausts the hell out of me. I feel good after I do it, but I feel good in that sleep too. So, and then I'm just a person that sleep is life. Like, sleep is my default. If something goes wrong, I sleep on it. It's just like, all right, let me sleep on it and wake up tomorrow with a new set of eyes, which is what I did yesterday. Like, I did make videos that I was going to post, but I needed to not, you know, I needed to look at it with a new set of eyes. And also, to me, it came off as super negative, and I don't want complaining and negativity to be my default. I mean, sleep is still gonna be my default, but I don't want that to be my default. So we have to make our hobbies our habit. We have to make those side projects that we really love a habit. Once it's a habit, it's a lot easier to keep it going. And it feels weird when you're not doing it. So I have a ton of hobbies, a ton of things that I'm gonna do, and to mix it up, I'm actually going to go and what is it, like, okay, we bouncing again. I'm actually gonna go through and like pick a day a week. It's like, okay, what day do I want to do this, or, you know, things like that. even said I would wake up earlier in the morning so I can play the piano before school. Just pick a song and be like, okay, I'm gonna work on this month. And I was like, I want to work on Beethoven Sonata Movement Number 3. That is not a thing I am probably able to work on right now. I need to start smaller. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, I wanted to take piano lessons again because I've kind of fallen off with practicing, and I just need to rebuild those skills. But look, I ain't got time. I don't. I really want to get back with my voice coach. I ain't got time for that either. Like, and I'm exhausted. It's really hard to sing when you're exhausted. I can play the piano while I'm exhausted. I cannot sing while I'm exhausted. Sounds horrible. But yeah, that's all. Let's make our hobbies our habit. And I'll keep you posted on how that works. I'm gonna try not to strangle somebody's child. I really will. And by strangle, I usually mean like strangle their grade. Like, I don't actually touch the children. I really don't. I don't want to touch them. Especially not with this panorama. Anyway, thanks for riding to work with me today. Let me know, what are your hobbies? Have you kept up with your hobbies? Have you kept up with or have you kind of dropped them? Are you exhausted after work? With like me, what do you do to make sure you get your personal stuff done after work? Okay, let me know in the comments. Thanks for riding with me. Bye.